Namaste, I'm Scarlett and welcome to Asana Fundamentals. Today we're going to be looking at the headstand, not a difficult posture. So it's a very simple posture and many of you can actually do the headstand. One of the things that very often happens is people rush too quickly to get into the headstand and they miss out some very vital steps that are going to keep you steady and balanced as you go into this posture. We are going to do the half headstand. Once you have done the half headstand with your legs up, knees towards the chest and heels towards the butt, once you're in that position, you can do whatever you want with your legs. So it's very important to find that initial point of balance, and from there you can work on different leg positions. It's all about stacking the hips above the shoulders. And your mantra for the headstand is shoulders away from the ears. As soon as your shoulders drop down, this is where you are possibly putting yourself in a situation where you could be straining your neck, okay? Or God forbid, like tweaking a muscle or something in the neck. So collapsing the shoulders is a big no-no, nish for this posture. So shoulders away from the ears continuously as you are in the headstand. This is going to make all the difference for your headstand. Secondly, and this is a little bit of cheating that you can do when you're initially approaching this posture, is that you can use your hands pulling against the head to keep the shoulders open and lifted. So if you do this now, interlace the fingers and then just put them at the back of put your hands at the back of the head, pull the elbows so they're about shoulder width apart, and then draw the shoulders away from the ears. Pulling on the back of the head, the shoulders are coming down. So you've got an action here pulling against the head, and at the same time, shoulders are moving away from the ears. And that gives you a really good framework to go up into the headstand. The other thing, which is quite controversial, is the point of contact between the head and the floor. I hear a lot of people saying top of the head. I would disagree and say you need to go a little bit more forward towards the hairline, maybe 1 or 2 fingers above the hairline around this point. It's a much harder point of the skull, much more solid. You haven't got those fused bones. And if you put your head, the top of the head on the ground, you're more likely to roll forward and over. And the neck is not in its natural position if you put the top of the head on the floor because it actually brings the chin closer towards the chest. So this is a natural position, a natural curvature in the cervical spine, and you get that when you place about the hairline or 1 or 2 fingers above. So a quick way to measure that would be to, first of all, we set our foundation. I would avoid doing this crossing the elbows, crossing the arms instruction, because actually many people do this and then when they start to link their fingers together, the elbows split out to the side. The position for your elbows is shoulder width apart, and you can just measure that by looking and feeling where your shoulders are, where your elbows need to go. Interlace the fingers and then move one little finger in front of the other so you've got a flat surface to place on the floor, and then hands are going to be open and the thumbs are going to be up. Okay, the thumbs can press against the head to support more balance. So from this position, elbows shoulder width apart, hands outside edges of the hands flat on the floor, thumbs lifted, thumbs up. You're going to press your head into the hands by just letting the head drop to the floor, and you will find that it is around the hairline that the head naturally drops onto the ground. So just find that position, let the head hang, and then drop the head down, and then press the thumbs against the skull. At this point you want to pull your hands against the head and lift the shoulders away from the ears. As you pull the hands into the head, shoulders lifted. and they stay lifted as you straighten the legs, slowly walking forward, and then literally just bending one knee and maybe hopping a little bit to get the hips above the shoulders, and from there you bend the other knee and the heels come into the butt. If you need to make a little jump, you can make a little jump to get the hips up. The important thing is that you are really maintaining this steady contact with the hands pressing into the back of the head and the shoulders lifting away from the ears. It's really not rocket science, it's very, very simple. So have a go. If you feel more comfortable with a wall behind you, then that is an option. But I would suggest that you just take it very slowly, do these steps one at a time, and when you feel that lift, that balance coming, you'll know you're ready to go into taking the knees into the chest and the heels. I'll see you again next time for Asana Fundamentals.